Good evening, friends. Let me begin with a few lines. You are a poet, and poets are basically very selfish persons. They write not for anyone else, but to keep their own heart fluttering. Warm greetings from Pune, India. It's my pleasure and pride to welcome poets of esteem, Mircea from Greece, Alexandra from Greece again, Meera from Mumbai, India, and our very own Nivedita Roy from Bahrain. I'm sure that our viewers today will get to listen to beautiful poems from all over the world on wide ranging topics. Well, the lines with which I began my presentation for the day are from my recent poetry collection, Garden of Fragility. In order to keep their heart fluttering, poets often touch a soul. And I hope that we shall have a soulful session today. So let me begin by introducing our guests. Mircea is a multifaceted personality rolled into one. He's a poet, translator, prose writer, film scientist, producer, and host of cultural programs such as Poets of the East, Familiar Literary Saloons, International Reunions, editor of Petralet, Familia, Levure Literaire, a too powerful word, besides being a literary critic and columnist. Welcome, Mircea.
Thank you very much. Good evening. It is an honor and a pleasure for me to be here in such a select company of excellent poets and very experienced cultural managers. Thank you very much for inviting me today. I hope my poetry is not going to disappoint you. I only have to make a short mention. I am not from Greece, uh, even if I uh, even if I appreciate and I admire very much this culture. I am from Romania, but I write
Wow,
in Czech. This is the
that's
only
wonderful.
difference. Actually, it
That's
is
why I said you are a multifaceted personality. See, you have a combination of so many countries, and knowing so many cultures always helps an individual to grow. And that's
oh,
my opinion.
thank you very much. I only had to have this mention. Nevertheless, Greece and me, respectively, Alexandra and me, we have the same time. It is the same. We are on the same um, time band. So actually, sometimes they say that the time band is the one to dictate the frequency, the inner frequency of poetry. So from this point of view, maybe that my texts have something in common with Greece. I repeat, under the hypothesis that you will like them, which will, I hope, and I have to admit, I have a big stage fright.
Great. So, moving on, let me introduce our second poet for the day, Alexandra. Alexandra was born in the year of the Horse of Fire in Greece, where she spent many years living in the wild mountains of the island of Hydra. Later, she attended St. Mary's in Wiltshire and studied European thought and literature at Cambridge. Her father was a renowned poet and author and had a successful publishing company in Greece. Her mother was a ballet dancer as well as the president of the dance union in Greece. She lives with her husband, a classical guitar soloist, and four children near the temple of Poseidon by the sea and publishes her own visual poems on Amazon. Glad to have you with us today, Alexandra.
Thank you. Yes, I just wanted to say that I'm a graphic poet, and so this is why I will be sharing the screen for my graphic designs, and we will also have my husband's classical guitarist accompanying the reading. So it's kind of
Oh, wow.
multimedia. Our
Wonderful, wonderful. Really looking forward for it.
Thank you.
Let me introduce our next poet for the day, Meera Bhansali. Meera Bhansali is an author and a teacher based in Mumbai. She specializes in writing horror and psychological thrillers, including Gothic poetry. She is the author of the dark poetry book Spec, editor of Letters to the Dark anthology, and is a co author in more than 20 anthologies like Colors of Life, Silence Speaks, Essence of Life, etc. She is also a book reviewer and occasionally dabbles into performing at poetry open mics. We are happy to have you in this meet, Meera.
Thank you so much, Neelam and everybody, for inviting me here. And I hope you really like my poems. Though they are dark by nature, but they always are thought provoking. So I hope you appreciate them. Thank you.
I'm sure about it. And now Jyotirmaya has also joined us. Welcome, Jyotirmaya. So let me introduce Jyotirmaya. She is a bilingual author of 48 books in 8 genres and co-author of more than 80 anthologies. She has published more than 60 research papers on literary and social themes, and her work has been translated into 40 languages. She's a multi-genre award-winning poet of many accolades and from literary and humanitarian organizations. She's a translator for world's best poems by Ithaca Foundation's magazine of Spain, distributed globally. She is the first Indian origin woman serving as Vice President of the Parliament of the World Union of Writers and Poets, Italy. It's a pleasure to have you, Jyotirmaya.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hope you can hear me.
Yes, we
Or
can hear
should I?
you very clearly. We can hear you very
Good.
clearly.
Thank you. Thank you.
And coming to the technical facilitator for today, our very own Nivedita Roy. Well, she is a teacher by profession, a bilingual poetess, recipient of Independence Day Literary Honors 2021 awards by Motivational Strips, author of 2 solo books, and has co-authored 9 anthologies. She is on the editorial team of the e-zine Brahman, Voice of the Cosmos, a literary warrior group initiative. Her writings are published in many newspapers and sites in India and Bahrain. She is the moderator for the Bahrain office of motivational strips and one of the admins of the page on which we are live today. So welcome, Nivedita, on your own page.
Thank you so much, Neelam, for those lovely words. You made me realize a lot of things that I've done in the past few years. Thank you so much. And I would like to take this opportunity to now introduce our very own lovely and my dearest friend, Neelam Saxena Chandra now. Neelam Saxena Chandra has authored 5 novels, 1 novella, and 8 short story collections, 36 poetry collections, and 14 children's books. She's a bilingual author. More than 2,000 of her poem stories have been published in various national and international journals, anthologies, and magazines. She holds a record with the Limca Book of Records 2015 for being the author, for having the highest number of publications in a year in English and Hindi. She has won several international and national awards, and she was listed in Forbes as one of the most popular 78 authors in 2014. And Neelam, thank you for keeping the banner of India flying high in the international world, literary world. I welcome you on our page one more time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear. So, without taking any further time, let's begin with the poems. I take the pleasure in inviting Mircea to render his first poem. Amazing poet that he is, I'm sure that he will touch your hearts. Over to you, Mircea.
My stage fright is twice as big as it was at the beginning, so I hope I will manage somehow this. Nevertheless, if something happened because of my stage fright or because, well, I have to admit also I have some little health problems. I apologize from the beginning. I hope nothing will happen. And once again, I am privileged and honored to be part of your program. My first text belongs to my second, um, no, actually, my third belongs to my third project, to my third collection, which is going to be called. I am preparing it, still preparing it, and it is going to be called "They Don't Speak Polish in the Realm of Death." You, I ate out of you as long as there still was something to eat. Now they are eating out of me, and I have to be happy because as long as they have something to eat, that means I am still here. But you can't understand anymore all this because you are not here anymore. My second text, as we agreed that there would, I hope I understood well, and that there would be two texts for each author. My second text is called Waving, or in other variants, The Wave. I was coming out of Tesco's and I saw her on the other part of the river. It was that bank I had never visited. I called her name. I waved at her. I tried to attract her attention. Cześć, Kasia! But she did not react. Maybe she didn't see me. Maybe she didn't hear me. Maybe she didn't recognize me. Or maybe on that bank they really don't speak Polish. Thank you very much. Those were the texts I
Very,
prepared for today.
What
very
beautiful.
nice and heart-touching poems, Mircea. Really love them.
Thank you. I really appreciate this.
So
Very.
moving on, a few lines. Some moments frozen in the cold remain embedded in the heart. No amount of love and affection can help the stoic silence to part. Let's hear what the poet Meera has to say about the unheard voices. Meera.
Yeah. Uh, so the topic is the unheard voices, and it is from my book collection, The Spec. So here it goes. Asked somebody gently, "Are you happy?" With a mild voice and fluttering eyes. Yes, she nodded and replied, her inner voice screaming, silent by the whimpers of her heart. Hidden behind the pretentious smile, emotions melted as we grew further away, and her voice unheard loomed in the darkness. Asked somebody, "Are you free to talk?" "Oh, yes," said he with enthusiasm that shadowed his worries. Longed he for more, as mouths to be fed awaited home, their voices unheard in the ruins of the country progressing. Asked somebody, "Are we alone in this universe?" The question and answer to it debated far and wide. But the pangs of this very earth, whose womb gave rise to us, went unheard as she screamed in pain. The screams haunted the houses, the hunger pangs flooded, the Amazon burning as the animals ran to save themselves. their voices unheard in the mayhem. And finally, a curse befall on us all. The unheard voices today spoke it all. So that's it. I guess this sums up the whole entire 2 years that we had. We had the Amazon jungle fires and we had the pandemic. So this was the gist of it all. So thank you.
Very beautifully penned. Very beautifully penned. Love that, Meera. There have been talks on this page in various meets regarding having borderless societies. There are too many differences and biases. Are different languages that exist in the world very beautiful? Or things become too difficult to manage? Let's hear the renowned poet Jyotirmaya as she shares her experience in her poem Mother's Tongue. Over to you, Jyotirmaya. You are
She's
on mute.
moved.
You are on mute. Please unmute yourself. You are still on mute. You are, now, you are going on mute again.
Hard, but
Try again, Jyotirmaya. You are still muted. Yeah, that's better.
thank you. Thank you. So it was from your side. Anyways, let's continue with mother's tongue. Mother's tongue. I'm often clumsy explaining myself in my own mother's tongue, for it is no more my mother tongue. I feel ashamed when I stammer. I feel ashamed when I stammer, struggling to find the right words to describe my heartfelt feelings. I think in a language universally. I think in a language universally, although it is only superficially availed to me by education through years of practice, but still that language is a stranger, a foreigner who does not have words to capture the meaning in my mind. I slip into English inadvertently. I slip into English inadvertently, a 12-lettered vocabulary my mother never understands. How she lost her daughter in the resident school of elites, trying to empower her for her fight into a world of immigrants. My mother is proud outside when I make sense of her presence in a land of silence, a world without borders, turning her into a new immigrant so that she can make sense, who once grappled with the reality of the strangeness of a new home. She finds herself without a compass. She finds herself without a compass, struggling to understand her own flesh and blood she birthed. A child who speaks like a foreigner and who thinks an ocean far away from her. The land of her roots is torn apart, transported to a land of solitary existence. Mother's tongue. Thank you so much for listening.
It is a very heart touching poem. Really love that. Really love that. Thank you so much. So, moving on, let's move on to the kitchen. Kitchen, wow. A foodie that I am, the moment I think of the place, I can smell different aromas. The world is shrinking in size as far as pleasing the taste buds is considered, and we can have Mexican, Cuban, Chinese, Indian, Spanish, any kind of food right in your kitchen. But does that start a debate? Mm. Let's hear Nivedita as she shares her experiences in her poem, The Kitchen Spices. Nivedita.
Thank you, Neelam. I love the introduction even better than my poem, I believe. I can't control my giggle there. So, thank you and welcome once again to all the participating poets on Neelam and my page. As she always insists that we have to remember it's our page. And with that, I want to take you on a nice debate which is happening in the kitchen. And this was one of the prompts that was a part of our Napo Remo this month. The kitchen spices. Snooty Salt bragged about his irreplaceable strength. Chilies and turmeric rooted for theirs. The cumin, the fennel, the coriander spluttered with delight. The cinnamon and nutmeg were aromatic with pride. The cooking oils stuck out a grin. Who could resist their oily spin? The ginger garlic duo wondered on the pungent talks. The onion cried while its rings were sliced. The green veggies were convinced of their vitamins. The chaotic kitchen had a heated debate. Who is the spiciest of them all? Whilst the others needed to prove a point, the stove chose to remain calm, as he knew he was lit. No dish would be served without its swish. A pinch of this and a dash of that, but the fire was needed to keep it all intact. Thank you for visiting my kitchen, friends. That's it.
Wonderful,
Thank you.
wonderful. We would love to visit your kitchen and have food cooked by you.
Just
And I can say you are the spiciest.
Oh,
it was a mouth drooling poem, I can say.
thank you so much. So now from the kitchen, let me take you to somewhere in Bahrain. We call that area, like a market area, we call it souk, Souq. So in souk, there is a part which is called the gold souk, where we only have shops related to gold jewelry and our very own gold. Here, Neelam Saxena Chandra is going to recite something about gold. And before that, I will just say two lines from a poem that I wrote around 3 years ago, which says precious gold. And it says, a gold that's precious but strong, gold that adorns, but it is something to hold on. And Neelam, you
Wow.
are somebody to which and whom we hold on from the Literary Warriors group. So welcome, my darling. It's time for you to present your golden poem.
Thank you, so sweet of you. So here goes my poem, Gold. While you were walking on those forsaken yet smiling paths, have you ever watched those lofty green mountains and a golden sun shining over it? Have you ever looked longingly at it, desiring to hold the majestic sun in your trembling little hands? That bright sun has haunted me quite often. Yes, I have even walked on the paths leading to those haughty mountains in my dreams, always failing in my endeavors. I've fallen prey to the wild animals. The thorns on the way have pricked me so piercingly that I've wriggled in pain. I've slipped due to the sudden slopes, and I've always returned hopeless and miserable. But today was a golden day. Despite the intense heat, I decided firmly that I have to climb, happen what may. I could see through the thorns. The wild animals didn't deter me, and the terrain was meant to be conquered on that amazing day. When I reached the zenith, I pulled up the golden sun from the sky, and when I held it with my trembling hands, I could feel the golden glow transferring from the sun into my delicate heart. Life often simply challenges you. And once you accept the dare, alchemy often takes place, and you get transformed from hard iron to glowing gold. Needless to say, you are the brightest. So that was my poem, Gold.
Just
How
gold like
wonderful.
this. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, dear friends. And moving on, a few lines. My heart loves black, my mind adores white. Maybe gray is what we all are, and nothing is wrong or right. Indeed, there's a duality within us and without. Let's hear Alexandra as she renders a graphic poem on the theme of duality. And there's a surprise element too. And for that, you'll have to watch.
Can everyone see the graphics going by?
Yes, yes, Alexandra, we are on.
Just making
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
My visions are my torture. My visions are my comfort. Turquoise visions, turquoise flying. For those whose hearts are not tired of sowing in the field of dreams. For the journey is bittersweet, half hurt, half tenderness. Like thorny milk thistle, like sweet smelling jasmine. Accepting variety and different behaviors. Going beyond wrongdoings and right doings. Into new and more thriving harvests. My visions are my scrambling ascent. My visions are my sacred conquest. Turquoise visions, turquoise flying. For those whose hearts can admire the phosphorescent hopes of the sunset. For the journey is rugged, half uphill, half downhill. Like bare time in the winter cold, like bees gathering nectar from spring blossoms, evoking the rain's lament and the sun's caress, going beyond unpleasant and pleasant reactions, onto new and even higher peaks. My visions are my futile mirages. My visions are my sweetest oases. Turquoise visions, turquoise flying. For those whose hearts are refreshing fountains of muses' songs. For the journey is uncharted, half tempest, half tranquility, like a wavy turbulent sea on a windy day, like crystal serene waters under the shimmering sun, sailing over low and high tides, going beyond traumatic and fond memories, into new and longed for harbours. My visions are my lightning duty. My visions are my radiant basking. Turquoise visions, turquoise flying. For those whose hearts shine brightly through storms. For the journey is evolving, half empirical, half innate. seeing what I encounter, seeing what I know, painting the world in dark and iridescent hues, going beyond detrimental and beneficial beliefs into new and more exquisite rainbows. Our visions are our unmanifested ashes. Our visions are our golden wings, golden visions, golden flying.
Amazing, amazing.
Mesmerizing, Alexandra.
Thank you.
And can we have for a minute the man behind the
Yes.
music?
Guitar. Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Hey.
It was so well played that it made the poetry so wonderful. Really
you.
amazing. We
Thank you.
loved it.
Yeah.
Can you
A wonderful
introduce
partnership.
yourself to our audience?
This is Takis, your name? Takinos?
Takis.
Takis, welcome. And thank you
you
for
very
the
much.
mesmerizing performance. Beautiful.
Really beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste. Wonderful.
Mhm.
So moving on to round two. Friends, do you believe that silence is always golden? Well, not always. Some moments frozen in the cold remain embedded in the heart. No amount of love and affection can help the stoic silence to part. Let's hear the talented Jyotirmaya as she talks about a very sensitive topic. Jyotirmaya.
Thank you. Silence is not gold. Silence is not gold when suffering increases. It's an awful trap for women abused. Lined with fear and agony freezes all their feelings and emotions cease. Silence is ominous for things that should not be tolerated or silenced so no one can see. Only after we speak out and call for help, heinous crimes against humanity find relief. Silence is not golden for the oppressed. Its yellow color, detestable as coward's belly. Ask the refugees and war victims. Human trafficking displaced in adversity. Silence plays a part of covering dark sins. Words of wisdom are like flight of wings for caged girls molested in crime, who live in slavery and poverty grind. Silence is not golden, but predator's friend. Silent majorities are responsible indeed, speaking not of sins and demons' dens. We all have a duty to end the bad creed. Silence is not golden, it's a proven fact. Speaking the truth sets man, humanity free. Human rights restored by rightful act, and human dignity is on the right track. Thank you. This is from my book. I hope you can see it. Atlas
Yes.
of Beauty, from a series of feminine portraits on feminism and womanism, mostly, I would call. It's a beautiful pictorial book put forward in collaboration with great artists of the world to portray my poems. Thank you so much
That,
for giving me the opportunity to speak.
that, that was very
Thank
wonderful, and we all loved it. I'm from all the other poets. I can see their expressions, and I'm just saying it on their behalf. So thank you so much. Moving ahead, a few lines. I think I write poetry to smoothen those edges sharp, which protrude and hurt me, and about the helplessness heart. Poets are very sensitive people, as we all know. They can feel the pain, the happiness, the grief, the void of people around them, or even imaginary persons. Let's hear what the protagonist in Nivedita's poem, And One Day She Discovered, feels through Nivedita's pen. Over to you, Nivedita.
Thank you so much, Neelam, for that wonderful introduction to my scribble, as I call them. And one day she discovered all seemed in place. She had the solace. The sun rose and set on time. Church bells did chime. And one day she discovered it wasn't just as peaceful as it seems. There was chaos within each soul. As the sun set, many were laid to rest. When the sun did rise, many were not alive. In her veil, some floras blossomed, but some were pale. When she panned across the horizon, she grasped the reason. An unyielding storm had robbed the veil, nipping the buds, unleashing its horror. The veil shuddered with its terror. Uprooted trees lay face down. The listless branches silently wailed. She was numb as she empathized. Was it the deja vu of her plight? Ripped off her modesty, blamed for her tragedy. Her life and her veil were a cocktail of seasons. Autumn would follow spring. She and many others would travel through umpteen life's swings. So, thank you, friends. This is something.
That was a very soulful rendition. Thank you, dear Nivedita. Very touching topic. I'm still in thinking mode, but we have to move ahead. So, unchained words flow, creating magic on paper, and we name it poetry. It's time to hear our wonderful poet Mircea once again. Which poem are you going to render, Mircea?
Once again, thank you very much. I'm going to read a poem called Platform, also from the prepared collection. They don't speak Polish in the Rhythm of Death. And something I forgot to say, and I think it was not just necessary to say, is that I'm very grateful to my translator into English, the Slovak poetess Judith Ontol, and occasionally the Czech poet Tomáš Mika for all their work and for their patience with me. Platform. Each time when I'm alone with you, my heart gets stuck to my bones like chewing gum someone was chewing far too long. However, it is always too far away for me to recognize its taste. Cut off from myself, I always come to meet you down that road, covered with withered sounds with which I am never able either to capture your name or to put it together. I've long been aware I have to forget your name if I want you to appear at all. However, I can't read what I haven't written, always on blind dates, in a close embrace, but touched by no one. Drops of blood into wine, we comb our souls. I'll drink all you can't manage. I'll keep quiet with your words. I will hear myself in your breath. I fear closed doors. You fear open eyes. What if it never feels cold again? What if we never feel cold again? What if the train that is ready to depart really leaves the station? Thank you very much, and once again, congratulations for a very professional literary program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mircea. I really love the way you close your poems. Even in the round one, the way you closed it, and this poem too, it's really very nice. And, it makes you think a lot. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I am the one to thank. Thank you very much.
Let's keep thanking each other and let's move ahead. So, a few lines. So many things bloom in the rain: flowers, plants, love, romance. In the bed of my memories, your recollection takes me in a trance. Memories often play games that we don't understand. Sometimes we wish to cling on to them, and at times we just wish them to fade away. What does the poet in Meera feel in her poem Memories? Let's hear from her. Meera.
Yeah. So this is addressed to definitely memories. So memories, please stay with me. I'm trying to hold on to you, but with each passing day, you seem to fade away. Though you sometimes are unpleasant and rude, I still want to hold you. You bring painful tears in my eyes. At times, they sting but make me stronger. When I'm losing strength, you somehow bring about those pages of life that bring up and lift up my morale and make me want to live again. My forgetfulness you use against me. Dear memories, please don't fade away. So actually, this is out of fear of losing memories when you have dementia and Alzheimer's. So it is in that thought process the poem is it. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Meera, for writing on this topic because mental health is an issue and it needs to be tackled. Thank you, dear.
Thank you, Meera. And it's time now to invite Neelam once again with a few lines that I want to say before she renders her second poem. We keep meandering to quench our thirst, accepting challenges and then adapting. And we keep yearning for more, and then we realize life indeed is a mirage. So, Neelam is going to render a poem which will talk about the journey of life. Welcome, Neelam, once again.
Thank you, dear, and thank you for the wonderful introduction. So, here goes my poem, The Journey. My naked feet, bruised and full of lesions, my white gown torn at places, having been caught up by the thorns of cacti, my face freckled with the fiery heat, my eyes burning red due to the scorching sun. This is my life. This is my story. And as the reel moves forward, I can't even stand straight. I begin to crawl. And now my hands and knees are full of sores that burn. Just then, oh lo, I see a stream. flowing freely, full of transparent water. Will this nectar quench the thirst of the parched soul? I suddenly stand up and begin to walk. The legends no longer disturb me. My goal is simply the stream. However, the nearer I try to reach, the further the stream moves. Is it a mirage? Indeed, life itself is a mirage, and we, weary travelers in the land of nothingness. However, what I learned during my walk towards the stream is that I can do things if I want to. Yes, I'm no longer half dead. The journey further is a happy one, and I'm sure would lead me to inner happiness. Thank you. That was my poem, The
Beautiful,
Journey.
Neelam, beautiful. That is the journey of life.
Yeah, it was using a lot of metaphors, and yes, it was talking about life and how we have to learn to move forward in life.
Very true.
So, thank you, dear poets, Mircea, Alexandra, Jyotirmaya, Meera, Nivedita, for joining us in this session. Thank you, Nivedita, for being the technical facilitator for this event. And I hope the viewers enjoyed our poetry reading session. Uh, Goodbye from us till we meet again next month with another wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Neelam.
everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
Thank
you so
everyone.
you.
much,
It was
everybody.
wonderful. Good
It
luck.
was wonderful.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Thank you very much.
All the best.